Hello everyone, it's Ricky from Ricky and Paul's Auto Shop. I'm working on a 2011 Range Rover Vogue L322 4.4 TDV8. The customer complaint is that the audio system in the car is not working, so it's got no navigation, no radio, no Bluetooth, no nothing. All it's got, the LCD display is lit up, the Range Rover logo, and the power buttons flashing on and off orange. Apparently he's taken the vehicle to a couple of other garages and they've told him it needs this LCD display replacing. He just asked me for a second opinion, so I'll do my own diagnostics on it. The first thing I did was put the scan tool in it, find all the fault codes that's stored in there, and there was one fault code stored for the fibre optic communication fault. That's all it said, fibre optic communication fault permanent. Basically the way the system works, the audio system, it works off fibre optic cables, so all the modules are connected in the communication via fibre optic cables. What I did, I first had to log on to Jaguar Land Rover Topics, pay an hourly subscription to get some information. Basically you can't fix the system if you don't know how it works, or the layout of it, should I say. I got a bit of information printed off. This is a pathology of all the different modules on the vehicle that's connected via the most communication. You can see we've got 10 different modules there, 4 at the front, 1 in the middle, 5 at the rear. I then pulled off a most communication wire diagram. That's the most wires, the two bright orange wires in the most network. You can see you've got the audio head unit, which a lot of people think the touchscreen display is the head unit. It's not on this vehicle. The head unit is a separate module that lives behind the glove box. So the most network starts from the head unit, through the touchscreen display, through this module, so on and so on. After studying this diagram, I could see we've got a connector here and a connector here. This is the same connector. After looking at that, I thought if I could find that connector, I could split the network in two. And what I mean by that is, if I can find a connector, I can isolate the front modules to the rear modules to give me a better idea of where the fault lies. So what I did is I went on a hunt for that connector, and I found it just in the boot. If you can see, you've got these two orange cables here, and then the other end of it here. This is the end that goes to the front modules, and this is the end that goes to all those modules tucked away behind there. So what I did, knowing what I was supposed to see when I disconnected that connector, what I was supposed to see was a bright red LED if the network was in good condition. And when I unplugged it, there was no red LED. So what that tells me straight away is, my problem lies this side of the network, because the head unit, as it lives behind the glove box in the front, which is where the most signal starts from. So what I did, I went round to the front, stripped the glove box out. As you can see there, it's all torn down. There's your CD changer. That connector there is part of the most network. I disconnected that connector and I've got a lovely bright LED. I'm not going to show it you because it's awkward to get out with one hand. I'll show it you over there in a moment. So what that tells me is the head unit that lives behind the glove box, the LCD display, and the CD changer at the moment is all okay. The network's getting to these modules and leaving these modules. So from the CD changer, it goes to the power audio module that lives under the driver's seat. So I'll take you over there and we'll show you this. So I'll tell you again, it starts at the audio unit behind the glove box, goes to the display, goes to the CD changer, and then comes to the power audio module that lives just there. As you can see, the nice fibre optic wires here. So what you should see if I unplug this is a nice bright red LED. There you go. So we know all them 3 modules, the display, the head unit and the CD changer is all good, and the cables are good to there up to this point here. So then it goes in this power module, plug that in there. From that module it travels along the fibre optic cables, under the seats, under the carpets, up to this end. It travels all the way through the car up to here, and as you can see we have no LED light there at all. So that means one of two things: we either have a problem with this module, or we have a problem with the wire going to that connector, the cable, sorry, not a wire, the cable going to that connector from this module. So that's what we need to eliminate. What we can do, an easy test we can do, is we can disconnect it from that module. So under the driver's seat, we come to the module. If we disconnect it, see we've got the nice bright LED light there. I'll grab a torch and I'm going to shine the light using my torch into the cable, and hopefully what we should see is we should see it at this end. What this is doing is proving the cable from here to that connector is in good condition. So if I put my torch there, I'm going to shine my torch down the cable, just like so. Come on, there you go. That light's then being emitted along that cable and should come out, if that cable's in good condition, just here. And as you can see, got a nice bright white light. So the light from my torch is going along that fibre optic cable and coming out at this connector. So that tells me that this wire is good. So we're getting the light going into this module, but we're not getting a light coming out of this module to this connector when it's plugged in there, and we know that cable's good. So what it leaves is this module. But before we can condemn this module, we have to get a wiring diagram, which I have just there, and we have to check that we've got good power and we've got good ground at this module, which I've already done. We do have good power and we do have good ground at that module. So what this needs, it needs power audio module, which is number 10, which lives under the driver's seat. So to get this fixed, to get this network back up and running, we'll replace that module and everything will be sweet as a nut.